Good morning, good morning, good morning, grand rising, reach rising, happy new day to each and every one of you guys on this morning. How y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing this morning? Let me get you lined up a little bit. Y'all was doing a little crooked just now. How y'all doing this morning? Double tap on my screen as you come into the room. Y'all know what time it is, man. This morning walk, word, and worship. This is what we get it in every single morning, Monday through Friday, right here from 8:10 until 9:30. This is what we do every single morning right here. Morning walk, word, and worship is where you get your what? Your 3 wins a day. That's a mental win, a physical win, a spiritual win right here, right? And when you get those 3 wins a day, that is what? That is top tier self-care, making those 3 positive deposits inside of your life on a regular basis. That is top tier self-care. Good morning to you, grand rising to you, rich rising to you. Double tap on that screen as you come in. Y'all, let's go ahead and reach our goals this morning so that we can get right on into it, right? We need 10K over there on TikTok. Facebook, we need 200 stars. IG, we need 10 badges. 10 badges is our starting goal this morning. If you're feeling like I'm feeling, I know you're having a good day because I'm having an excellent day. And if you're not having an excellent day, we need you to shake off that negative energy right now. Thank you so much, the Queen_34 for the first badge of this morning. Appreciate you so much. That's right. Why are we so happy today? 80 days in. We are 80 days into the 122-day fast. 80 days in. We are well over the halfway mark. Do you hear me? For 80 days, we have been fasting. We have been praying. We have been meditating. We have been deep diving into scripture. Understand me. So we have been doing this and praying. All 5 of those things non-stop. No days off. Thank you, Heather Geegan, for the badge. No days off. Thank you so much. Is it Jam Ferguson? Appreciate you. Understand me. Listen. No days off. We done did it on the airplane. We done did it on the side of the road. We done did it in the airport. We done did it in the hotel. We done did it in the car riding. Understand me. We have taken absolutely no days off. Thank you, Miss Taylor. Thank you, Doris. Thank you, Danielle. Appreciate you. I'm talking about we are 80 days in. We got 42 more days left till 2025. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Understand? Because listen, life ain't stopping. Come on, Gigi. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Precise. Appreciate you. What'd you say, Coach? Because life ain't stopping. So if you ain't ready, you better get ready because life is not going to stop. Life is not going to stop and life is not going to slow down to accommodate you. And that's something that we all have to learn. That's something that we all have to understand right there, right? Come on, Tifa, can we be real or not? I just want to, life is not going to stop because you're having a bad day. You might want to jot these things down. Life will not stop. It's not going to slow down to accommodate your mood. Understand, that's your first note of the morning. It's not going to. And as much as you might want it to, as much as you think that, crying is going to stop it, you pouting is going to stop it, you being mad is going to stop it, no, it's not. Life don't stop because you ain't having a bad day. It don't stop because you in a bad mood. It don't stop because you sad today. It don't stop because you frustrated today. Life is going to continue moving right along, and how long you stay in that stuck, stagnant state is going to be all left up to you. Understand me. It's going to be left up to you. You owe it to yourself to do what? Bob and weave. I said, I got to bob and weave all up and through life. Life is not going to stop. It's not going to slow down. It's going to be exactly what it's going to be. And life is going to keep moving. Even if I lay in the bed, even if I lay in the bed all day long, it's still going to keep going. Understand. Good morning to you, Candace Bash. How you doing? Danielle, you going off on them stars. I see you this morning. Appreciate you. Y'all help her out over there. We got 90. We got 90 stars. We need 110 more stars. Double tap on the screen. The truth of the matter is, you can sit in that room all day long, my love. And guess what? Life going to still be life. Whether you sitting in a room in the dark, whether you sitting in the bathroom with the door closed and you moping and crying, I just want you to know that your sad, depressing state is not going to change the fact that life is still going to be life. You might as well pick yourself up. You might as well dust yourself off. You might as well get back into this thing. Understand me, because it's not going to stop. It's not going to slow down. And that's for whoever woke up this morning and your heart is heavy. You woke up this morning, your mind is cloudy. You woke up this morning and you just
I don't feel like life no more. I just want to throw in the towel. Things will be so much better off without me. It's not like I'm contributing anything to this and that. For anybody that woke up with that negative mindset, anybody that woke up feeling defeated on today, anybody woke up and just felt like just giving up on themselves, I'm here to tell you that unaliving yourself, oh, that's easy. Living is what's hard. Understand me, it's hard to do this every day. But when life come at you hard, you have to learn how to do it hard. When it's difficult, you have to learn how to do it difficult. Understand me, because every day, this is a cheat code right here. Every day that you wake up, you still got breath in your body. You still have activities of your limb. You still clothed in your right mind. God have already did what? What did he do? He's already blessed you with new grace and new mercy. Understand me, there's a reason for why you woke up this morning. There's a reason for why you were blessed with the activities of your limbs and clothed in your right mind. Understand me, this is your do-over day, a brand new day for you to push forward. Understand, a brand new day for you to get up. This right here, this day that you feel like it's the worst day, this day right here where you feel like everything is coming against you and it's all falling apart, guess what? How you respond to this day is going to be your breakthrough. Come on, yeah, it's tight, but it's right. It's tight, but it's right. Can I get 110 stars on Facebook? Can I get 110 on Facebook? Oh, yeah, it's tight, but it's right. I want you to understand what you say, Coach. For anybody, if you feel like it's hard right now, you feel like it's hard, that's a challenge right there. She said, ooh, come on. I want you to know, yeah, come double tap on the screen. Let's be real. Can we be real quick? I want to say something to you today. If you are that individual, I'm going to double dare you to get up, get into the bathroom, brush your teeth, comb your hair, put on your best fit, put on your best face. Today's going to be your day. Today's going to be your day. You know how we know that it's going to be your day? Because you're going to make it that way. Your day is only going to be what you make it. Understand me. You have the power to do what? Two things. What two things do you have the power to do? Thank you so much, Antoinette. What two things do you have the power to do? Chosen family, where you at? Put it in the chat real quick. What two things do you have the power to do? Understand, this is a learning chat. We don't just show up over here every day for no reason. It's two things that I told you last week. I said that you have the power and the authority to do two things. There you go, Michelle Sims. There you go. See, you taking notes. That's right, to become and to create. You have the power to become and to create. Understand me. So the day that you have is going to be the day that you create. What it is that you become in this life is whatever you decide that you want to become. And you have to work at that every single day. In other words, what are you telling me, Coach? I need for you to relax a little bit and learn how to grind with grace. I need you to relax a little bit and I need you to learn how to grind with grace. Just put it in the chat, with grace. Not just grind. Not just grind, but you're going to grind with grace. Come on. Yeah. Because see, life on life, it's something that we can do that's going to, it ain't nothing that we can do to control life. Life going to be life. Things are going to happen, good, bad, or indifferent. Things going to happen that sometimes we might not like. It's going to be some people that said something that they had no business saying to us. And guess what we got to do? We got to learn how to roll right on with those punches. Ain't nothing that you say and that you're going to do that's going to distract me from my calling. I am preoccupied with my purpose. I am wrapped up, tied up, entangled with my purpose, with my mission, my assignment in these next 42 days. It's only me, sweetheart. Understand me. Ain't nothing more important than me. Ain't nothing coming before me. I'm not prioritizing anything over me. Understand me. My joy, my peace, my sanity, my good day, all of that right there, that's on me. There you go, Tifa. Exactly. Tunnel vision. I got 42 days of tunnel vision. I can't afford to be distracted by something that adds no value to my life. I can't afford to be distracted by anything that's going to pull me out of alignment. I can't afford to be distracted by anything that's going to ruin my good day, that is going to pierce my peace. That right there, that ain't for me. Understand me. So when my body starts telling me, oh no, don't answer the phone, don't text back, don't, that right there, that ain't for me. Understand me. So when my body starts telling me, oh no, don't answer the phone, don't text back, don't conversation, and guess what I'm not doing? Not doing it. That's it. That's all. I'm just simply not doing it. I have to operate with a level of discipline that I've never operated before. So in other words, what are you telling us on this morning, coach? I want you to start listening to your body. Listening to your body. When you say you don't want to go, stop forcing yourself into going. When you say you don't want to do it, stop forcing yourself into doing things that you know that you really and truly do not want to do. Things that you, in your heart, you already know that you don't want to do. When you say you don't want to do it, don't do it. When you say that you don't feel comfortable with it, why are you doing what you don't feel comfortable with doing? You have to learn how to be open and be honest and trust and respect your body, because every single time that your body tell you no and you go against that, then you're doing your body a disservice. It's like I tried to warn you. I gave you signs. I made sure that you knew that right there wasn't for you. But because you done got so used to listening to everybody but you shut down what you were telling you. And I want you to understand that the voice that you have got to become really in tune with is your own voice. You have to learn how to shut out all of the noise, all of the chaos, all of the dysfunction, all the other outside opinions. Understand me. You have to learn how to tune all of that out so that you can hear your own voice. It's a shame to be 30 something years old and not even know your favorite color. It'd be a shame to be 30, 40 something years old and here you are at 40. Don't even know what you like to do in your favorite pastime. Don't know your favorite hobby. Don't know what you want to do with life because you spent your whole entire life catering to other people, being what other people wanted you to be, being what they needed you to be to benefit their lives. Understand me. It's a shame to get that old in age. And when somebody say, what do you like to do? Whatever you like to do. Baby, you are not the lady off of Coming to America. He said, bark like a dog. She said, hoo, hoo. He said, bark like a big dog. She said, hoo, hoo. Baby, no. That's not you. That's not you. You have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. That's important. You have to know who you're listening to. That's important. You are not her. Shouldn't nobody have that type of power and that type of authority over your life? And it's funny when we think about it, right? When we think about that movie and we see the girl and we see her barking and hopping on one foot like how he was telling us, the crazy thing about it is we laugh about it today, but some of us are living that same exact type of way. We just not barking and we just not hopping on one foot. But every single time that you're living your life according to somebody else and you're doing everything that they tell you to do and you're afraid to mess up with them and you're afraid to piss them off in a way and all of that and whatever, you just like that lady that's barking and hopping. Only understand me, that's how foolish you look as well. That's how childish you look as well. Understand me, that's how off your rockers you look as well. I'm sorry, it's tight, but it's right. Go ahead, unfold your toes. I probably should have told you to prepare yourself for that. It's funny, but it's you. Understand me, every single time that you out here living like a people pleaser, that's you. Every single time that whatever you're doing to satisfy other folk, that's you. Every single time when you going against your own better judgment because you don't want to make somebody else mad, oh baby, that's you. You are the lady that's hopping on one foot and barking like a little dog, barking like a big dog. Baby, that's you right there. Understand me. And we're in a day and time in life right now where you can be a lot of things, but you can't be ignorant. It's too much information. It's too much information, and there's too many different ways to be able to get to it. Understand me. It's too much information and it's way too easy for you to access this information. You ain't even got to catch a bus or a cab anymore to get to the public library before you're able to look something up. And you ain't got to thumb through all the different newspapers to go find no type of information anymore. Understand me. You ain't got to walk for miles and miles and miles to get to a place where you can do some research. You have a phone in your hand every single day that has Google already in it. And baby, you can use it to find whatever information that you want to find. The problem is people don't want to do the necessary work. In order for you to change your life, you have to change the way that you think. Understand me. What you say, coach, in order to change your life, you have to change the way that you think. And the only way that you're going to change the way that you think is being exposed to new information. Bingo. Okay, friend, come on. Britt say, I need a change. Come on, double tap on the screen. Can we be, it's tight, but it's right. What you say, in order to change your life, you have to change the way that you think. But in order to change the way that you think, You have to be introduced to new information. Because if you don't see anything other than what you've already seen, right? If you don't know anything that you've already, except for what you've always known, then you're going to do what you've always done. And when you're doing what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got, right? Because you haven't switched up the recipe. Everything that they put in is the same thing that you put in. Everything that they done is the same exact thing that you are doing. Understand me? Thank you, Sheila. That's how that works. So in order for you to change your life, you have to be willing to get up and get into environments that are teaching environments. You have to get around folk, you know what I'm saying, where you are not afraid or you're not ashamed to ask the right questions, right? You have to get into study groups. You have to get into around environments that's promoting change. You will not be able to change sitting in an environment that is what it used to be. If you're not interested in being who you used to be, why are you still sitting in that used to environment? If you're no longer that individual, why do you want to sit around individuals that behave in the way that you behaved in your past life? That's not who you are anymore. How is it that you want to be there when that's no longer you? The more that you're growing, the more that you're evolving in life, you should be craving change. You should be craving different. You should be craving doing something brand new. Ain't nobody in the world gonna be staying over there, and I'm just using this as an example, staying over there in the projects. When you in the projects, you on Section 8, you barely making it in life, and then all of a sudden you get a better job, right? You get a better job, and now you're making good money. You done went and got you a nice little car, right? Got you a nice little ride, and now you're able to get back and forth to work, and you got the savings account the way you needed to be. The first thing that a person is doing most of the time is what? They gonna get their car, and not because they got to have the reliable transportation to get to and from, right? To make sure that they're able to maintain whatever it is that they about to go and get. The moment that they get that good job, they go and get that good car, they start saving up that money, putting it inside the bank, and they what? Are moving out of the projects. Why? Because I can now afford a better environment, right? I want to be in a better neighborhood. I want to be around different things. They don't want to stay in that same apartment. They're not doing all that work. I'm talking about people that really want to grow, people that are saying, I want more. Now here you go. You're going to get you another apartment, get you a bigger apartment, a luxury style apartment, and some folk even go and get them a house. Understand, that's how you have to operate in your spiritual life as well. When you start out on one level, you shouldn't get comfortable on that one level. You shouldn't get complacent on that one level. When you get there, you should have a hunger, you should have a thirst for something more. Thank you, Marquetta. You should have a hunger, you should have a thirst for something more. You should wake up every single day eager to figure out what the word of the day gonna be, what we gonna break down today, what information coming out today, what time they praying today, what event they got coming up. Let me see if I can save up to be here, save up to be there. That should be your mentality every single. I'm trying to tell you, that's how hungry you should want to be for your development. That's how important your development should really be to you. I want to be wherever I can learn. I want to be wherever I can grow. I want to be wherever I can evolve. I want to be wherever they're going to be passing down some information that can possibly change my whole entire life. But understand me, getting the information is one thing. Applying the information is something completely different, right? You have not only you should be in a position where you want to gain this information, you should also want to be willing to take that information and apply that information to your life as well, right? You have to be willing to be in those environments, right? Where you get that information, and after you get that information, you have to be willing to apply that information to your life. Every day. Every day. That's the goal. Every day. Getting up and grinding with grace every single day. The moment that you start operating with that mentality, where you grinding with grace every single day, then all of a sudden, you're going to start to see a shift in every single thing that you do. You change your life by changing your mind by being exposed to new information. Once you're exposed to the new information, you apply the new information. That is what promotes the growth and the development. That is the process, right? That's the process. I wanted to go to that, right? That's the process. But you have to do it all gracefully. Not in a hurry, but do it all gracefully. Understand me, because there's going to always, hold on one second, y'all. I don't know why Facebook make it so hard for you to remove somebody, block somebody. Hold on, I'm trying to get them.
out this live, but for some reason, keep coming up. Yes, but you have to be willing to grind with grace. You don't have to be in a hurry. You ain't got to be in a hurry, not at all. You don't, yeah, come on. You don't have to be in a hurry. Not at all. Understand me. Just put that in your notes real quick. You don't have to be in a hurry. Understand, I know how it feels when you feel like, man, I've been struggling like this for so long. I've been going through this for so long. I've been working on this for so long. I've been doing this for so long. And you start to feel like, oh yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. Then they take you all the way through this. She says, you burning up coal. No, listen, yes. I'm over here because I'm trying to get Mr. Eric out of our chat, and for some reason we got Metaverse. They want to block everything. They'll block something. They'll block everything that I put up because one, I got so many people that got fake pages, so they go and download my content, upload my content, and after they upload my content, then they come back and question me like my account ain't verified. Y'all verified the account, so why y'all asking me why y'all letting people put up my videos and then bringing it back to me? And then they'll come over here and I have trolls all in my chat, and I'm like, why I got trolls in my chat when the account is verified? Like, what y'all be doing? You know what I'm saying? That's what I be feeling like what y'all be doing? That don't be making sense, but it is what it is. But the fact of the matter is, you have to always make sure that you are grinding with grace, not allowing anything to frustrate you, to agitate you, to get on your nerve in any type of way. Because I'm gonna tell you, life has a funny way of trying to, you know what I'm saying, make you hurry and make a decision, make you hurry and rush into doing things. And whenever you are hurrying or rushing into doing anything, that's when you start to make those mistakes, right? And those mistakes can be very much, you know what I'm saying, costly mistakes. So you have to watch what it is that you're doing on a regular basis. Do not allow life to rush you. That right there, that's a note right there. Do not allow life to rush you. It's slow and steady, because one thing that the enemy will do is try to make you move in a hurry. So as soon as you start moving in a hurry, you leave something out. As soon as you start moving in a hurry, you say something that ain't really how you meant it, but you was just trying to rush and hurry up and get it done or whatnot. No, slow and steady. And one of the things that I've been telling the Chosen family for a year or so now is it's one day at a time. It's one task at a time. It's one thought at a time. Pace yourself, because the moment that you start allowing life to rush you, that's what brings on that feeling of being overwhelmed. That's what brings on that feeling of stress, that feeling of anxiety, that feeling of having so much going on in your life. No, ma'am, no, sir. Do not allow life to rush you. Take your time. It's slow and steady. And before you make a move, I'm going back on what I said yesterday. Before you make a move, before you sign a contract, before you do anything, get into a relationship, a friendship, start a business ship, anything with whomever, you pray first. Make that a part of your new strategy. Before you commit to anything, you pray first. Why? Because you have done too much work in your life. You have put into too much into your life for you to all of a sudden start acting outside of yourself. Make sure everything that you do is in alignment. You didn't put in way too much on yourself to be out here just allowing anything and everybody to have access to you. Oh, baby, no, ma'am, no, sir, baby. Before I can to talk to you and to get on that level or anything like that, I got to pray about that first. I got to go before the Father about that first. Why? Because you don't know what all I had to put into to become the individual that I am right now today. You don't know the condition that I was in a couple of months ago. You don't know. I cannot afford, right, what I told y'all in 2017? Baby, I cannot afford another soul tie with the wrong individual. I can't afford that. Understand me. I cannot afford another soul tie with the wrong individual. That's in a friendship, a family ship, a job ship, a church ship, a situation ship, a relationship. Understand me. I cannot afford another soul tie with the wrong individual. I don't have time to be over here wasting on folk that I already, I know that you don't mean me no good. And I know that before we entangle ourselves together. Why? Because now I'm so wrapped
wrapped up, tied up into Christ, and I'm working on the relationship that I have with myself and the one that I have with him. And I know he's not going to what? He's not going to have me out here embarrassed. He's not going to have me out here ashamed. He's not going to have me out here looking bad. And how do you know that? Because that's what the word says. Understand? He says, never again will my people be ashamed. So therefore, I'm trusting myself. I'm trusting my God. Understand that, because that's who I'm in alignment with. So when I feel like you off, you off. When I feel like the energy ain't right, the energy ain't right. When the hair on my skin starts standing up, I start getting out the way. That's right. Both shoes on, one arm in the jacket. I'm walking smooth up out your life that fast, baby. Jacket swinging all at the back of me. But that's how fast I'm getting up out of there. Understand me? And I'm not breaking it down to anybody. I don't care whether or not you understand my no or not. That's another note. What you say? I got 42 days. I'm not explaining my no. That's a note right there. What you say, Coach? I'm not explaining my no. Why you feel like you gotta explain your no to folk? I'm not. Yeah, 42 days left in 2024. I'm about to go into 2025, and when I walk into 2025, it's gonna be some folk that can't stand me. Be prepared to be sick of me. I want you to understand. I'm no longer explaining my no. When I say no, then it's just no. That's it. That's all. Why we gotta talk about the no? And I'm gonna tell you right now, because all that is really is the trick of the enemy. Folk already know why you don't want to deal with them. Come on, double tap on the screen. My organ man is ready to organ over here. Hello, somebody. What you say, Coach? Folk already know why you don't want to deal with them. Why in the world is you over there trying to explain something to somebody that know exactly what it is that they did? People are very much aware of their behavior. Folks is very much aware of the way that they are using and abusing and taking advantage of you. People are very much aware of the way that they're trying to finesse you. Understand? Trying to get over on you, trying to bamboozle you, trying to hoodwink you. Understand? Folk know exactly what it is that they're doing. Why in the world do you think that you have to sit over there and try to explain something to some folk that already know? My no means no. That's it. That's all. I'm no longer explaining my no. It is what it is. I'm going to leave you right over there, and you can think about that on your own. You can do that on your own time, but with me, you will not. I don't have the time or the patience. I'm preoccupied with my purpose. Put it in the chat. I'm preoccupied with my purpose. I don't care if I'm available. I'm not available to do what you want me to do. Understand me. I can be off, and just because I'm off does not mean that I'm available to do what you want me to do. My off time is committed to my reading, to my fasting, to my praying. My off time is, understand me, is dedicated to the things that I'm doing that serves my purpose. Understand, just because I am available does not mean that I'm available for what it is that you want me to do. And that's how important, you have to understand that. That's important. It's extremely important that you know how to say that to folk, that you know how to stand 10 toes to the ground and look folk eyeball to eyeball and let them know that right there in their face. Because some folk, understand me, they will know that you got all kind of stuff going on in your own life. They know that hell is breaking loose in your life. They'll know that you're going through a trying time right now in your life, and they'll still have, have the audacity to walk up and ask you for a favor. They'll still have the audacity to call you and say, oh yeah, I know you're going through so-and-so, but are you still going to be able to? What the nerve, understand me. And that right there is a clear indication of the type of person that you're dealing with. That is God's way of exposing you to the type of folk that you're dealing with. Come on back here. Somebody ran down the hall. They ran down the hall. They're like, wait a minute. How she know that just happened to me? How she know I was just talking about that? Come on back. I got some more. Understand me. That's God's way of exposing to you the type of folk that you're dealing with. Right there, they will know, and they will bring it to your attention, all the things that you're going through in your life. They will sit right there and say, oh, I know you're going through this, and I know you're going through that. I'm talking small talking. Understand me? Trying to get up to what they want from you. Oh yeah, I know this and good that going on, but are you still going to be able to, or do you mind? No. Folk not concerned about you the way that you think that they're concerned about you. Folks be concerned about how you can come through for them. Folks be concerned about, are you still going to be able to do it for me? People don't be concerned about how you can make it through this or make it through that. They want to know, are you going to be able to provide the service that they're used to receiving from you? Understand me. And that is the reason why I told y'all on yesterday, I said what? Understand, you got to stop prioritizing other people's joy, other people's peace, other people's sanity, other people's lives over your own. You better learn how to do what is best for you and don't care how nobody else feel about it. You better learn how to prioritize you and your peace, and don't worry about how other folk gonna feel about it, because some folk ain't never gonna be happy. Some folk ain't gonna never be satisfied. Some folk gonna always have something negative to say. That's just their makeup. That's just who and what they are. And when you see that in the individual, then you have to leave them right over there where they happy at. That's it. That's all. And you continue to do what? Grind with grace. That's it. That's all. My eyes are focused on my mission, on what it is that God has called and created me to do. I'm not here to babysit no grown adults. I'm not here to come over here and be hand-holding no grown adults. It's either you want it or you don't. Understand me? What you say, Coach? It's either you want it or you don't. That's it. That's all. It's going to be some folk that's going to accept the truth. They're going to grow with the truth, and they're going to be right there along the ride. And then there's going to be some folk in your life that you're going to have to simply leave. Capital L, capital E, capital A, capital V, capital E, and an apostrophe right there. Not an apostrophe, an explanation mark. Put it on the end, 3 of them. You have to leave them. That's it. That's all. They won't know or understand or appreciate you and what it is that you brought to their life until you leave. Some folk, you got to, that's it. Don't talk. Don't do none of that. Don't text back. Leave. That's a fact. That's a fact. Some folk, you just have to bow out gracefully. That's it. That's all. Some folk, you can't do nothing else because you've exhausted every possibility, sis. You've gone outside your way, bro. You done did everything up under in your power to try to make that relationship work. It just won't work. To make that friendship work, it just won't work. To make that family work, it just won't work. To bring peace on that job so that everybody can come in and make their money and go home. But guess what? It just won't work. To go to that church, you sit at the very back just to make sure that you ain't causing no drama, but it's always your name still and sister so-and-so in the mouth. It's just messy. It's all get out. It just won't work. At one point or another, you're going to have to pack it up and you're going to have to simply leave. That's it. That's all. Why would you continue to sit in an environment around folk that you have to reduce who you are in order for you to be there? Why would you sit around folk that you have to constantly dilute you and who you are to be able to be there? Understand me. You won't know what them folks is saying. You won't know what them folks is doing, and those folks will not have the opportunity to hurt your feelings in no type of way, shape, or form if you leave, if you stay out their face, if you stop indulging or engaging in conversations with them, if you stop dealing with them completely. You will not create a space for those folks to hurt you. You won't create a space for those folks to play up in your face. You will not create a space for those folks to walk you like a dog. Understand me? All you got to do is leave, and that's where you struggle at it with. You don't want to leave. Oh, well, I feel like I'm not solid. No, you feel like you're not solid. Well, you solid with them. You just not solid with yourself. You feel like if I leave, then I ain't real. Oh yeah, you being real with them, but you being real fake and phony with yourself. Understand me? What good is it to be solid if you can't be solid with yourself? What good is it to be real if you can't be real with yourself? How you gonna keep it a buck, keep it a stack with everybody but you? Now you make that make sense. Now you, come, what? Now you make that make sense. How you real with everybody but you? And a lot of y'all keeping it real ain't really keeping it real. Understand me? And a lot of y'all's keeping it real ain't really keeping it real. A lot of y'all's keeping it real is being walked like a dog, is being taken advantage of, is being misused, mishandled. Understand me? A lot of y'all's keeping it real mean you have to constantly sacrifice yourself for these folks. That right there, my dear, that's not keeping it real. That right there is very much manipulation. Understand me? You being controlled. That's what you're being. That's what you're being. You're being manipulated. You're being controlled. That's what's happening in your life. And you thinking that they're looking at you and they got some type of love for you. They got some type of respect for you, that they want you like that. No, the devil is a lie. They don't. They want the service that you provide. They don't love you. They love the service. They love what you give. They love the contribution that you bring to their life. And the moment that you stop contributing to their life, the contributing to their life, the moment that you step back and step away, the moment that you start utilizing that no, then you're going to see a drastic change in that relationship. They're not going to call you like they used to. They're not going to text you like they used to. They're not going to pull up on you like they used to. They're not going to deal with you the way that they used to. Some folk don't love you. They love the service that you provide. Understand me. And you have to know the difference. And the only way that you're going to learn the difference is if you get in alignment with the Most High God. Understand me, because He's going to be the one that's going to show you things that this world cannot show you. He's going to expose you to things that people in this world cannot expose you. Only He knows the truth. Only He knows the conversations that you don't hear. See the things that you don't see. Understand me. And I'm standing 10 toes to the ground with my people will not be ashamed again. I'm going to rock that one. Come on. Yeah. In every single prayer, don't let me be ashamed. Don't let nobody make a fool out of me. Don't make a fool out of, don't let nobody make a fool out of me. Expose me to the truth. Show me what's real. Show me who's for me and who's not. Don't have me smiling and grinning and folk in you face, and you know that them folk don't like me. Don't have me over here going outside my way, over here loving on folk that you know trying to take me out. Hold up, you know what I'm saying? Get me away from them, far away from me. Expose me to the true nature of who and what these folks really and truly is. And I know some folk don't like that prayer, but I like that prayer. Even if that prayer gonna have me over there by myself, I'm willing to work on myself, for myself, by myself. Hello, somebody. If I'm willing to do it, even if it's just me, I'm willing to go if it's just me. Understand me, even if that means I kind of turn loose my favorite. If I gotta walk away from the ones I thought would be with me for the rest of my life, I'm willing to go. TTG, trying to get up out your face real fast. I'm trying to tell you, that's it. That's all. That's the mentality that you're going to have to take on this journey. You have to have that level of tunnel vision. You have to have that level of discipline in your life. You have to have that level of commitment in your life when you're saying, I'm going to go and I'm going to do. I am following you the whole entire way. Because again, what did I say before? I said getting saved is one part of it. Yeah, but now are you able to follow? See, everybody can go down to the altar and everybody can go and get saved. Everybody can go and get saved. But now the following part is the part that you just struggle with. You struggle with the instruction part. You struggle when God is disciplining you. You struggle with that part. One thing that you have to understand on this journey right here is you have to master your thoughts. You have to master your thoughts. When you over there and you're operating with that mindset where you're releasing you and taking on Christ, you have to shut down your mind. I'm trying to tell you, your natural mind, you got to shut it down. Your natural thoughts, you have to shut it down. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you can go, I'm telling you, when He said, create in me a clean heart, renew a right spirit within me, I'm going to tell you that naturally, your mind is going to run to the negative. Naturally, your mind creates the worst case scenarios. As soon as somebody says something that is negative, your mind run a mile a minute with that negativeness. Understand me, naturally. But if somebody says something and it's something that they're saying that is good, it takes a minute for you to grasp it. If somebody says something to you that's good, it's almost like you have to go and verify that that's really real, right? Anything that is good, anything that's like that, you question that. But anything that is negative, you run off with it. You take off full speed with it. Have you ever noticed that about yourself? Because your mind, understand me, is naturally geared to the negativity. Your mind is naturally geared to that. We was born in sin. We were shaped in iniquity. The negativeness was already in us and has been in us since birth. This is something that we have to train our minds to move away from. You don't have to be taught to do the wrong thing. You can do the wrong thing without any effort. You can do the wrong thing and not even think about it. But when you're training your child, you have to train your child to do the right thing. You have to show them the right way. You have to teach them the polite way to talk to people, to treat people. Understand me? And that is because of the way that we were formed. We were born again in sin. We were shaped in iniquity. And it's not until we have a change of heart and a change of mind that we actually become something new. And that comes with work. And you have to be willing to do the work. You have to shut down your carnal mind. You have to move in a way where you're saying, I don't want to think. I want you to do the thinking. I want to move how you want me to move. I want to say what you need me to say. Understand me? That's how you have to operate. Everything that you do is spiritual. Everything that you do is going to be spiritual. You have to develop the mindset of teach me your way. You have to be that vulnerable. You have to be, come on, understand me. You have to develop, she says, teaching something today, coach. Understand me. That's, what are you working on right now? The reason why you praying the way you praying, fasting the way you fasting, meditating, and doing all these things that you're doing right now because you're moving in a way. Thank you, Janet, so much. Thank you so much for you're bringing yourself down and you're submitting yourself to the Most High God. You're sacrificing when you're pushing back from the table. Y'all been fasting for 80 days. 80 days we've been on this fast. It's like I'm pushing back away from that table so that I can pull up to your table. I'm making a sacrifice, right? Because I want to know more like you. I want to be more like you. I want to think more like you. I want to treat people in the way that you want me to treat these people. Because if I treat them the way that I want to treat them, if I do what I want to do, we've already seen the results of me being in control. We've already seen the results of me controlling things. We already know how that's going to go. We're going straight from zero to prison. So I want a better way of doing things. Understand? I want a better way of doing things. I want a better way of handling things. I want to move better, think better, speak better, be better, and not just on the outside. I'm talking inside out. Understand? I want to learn how to do it and do it gracefully. Understand? Do it and do it gracefully. I don't want to be so easily flustered. I don't want to be so easily frustrated. I don't want to be so easily annoyed. I don't want to be so easily angered and ready to pop off. I want to operate in this level of calmness and this level of peace where I'm just grinding with grace. God is saying, then you have to follow my lead. Then you have to follow my lead. We have to understand how important it is for us to shut our flesh down on a regular basis. It's going to be plenty of things that you want to do, but you have to know the pros and the cons of you doing those things. It's self-parenting. When you know for a fact, I don't care how much I love you. If I know that you're not good for me, I gotta practice what? Desire restraints. I know I want to go to that, and I want to be out there with y'all so bad, and I know y'all gonna be on those couches and doing this and doing that, but then you weigh the pros and cons of those situations. I didn't put in way too much work on myself, and if I go out there, then I'm back acting just like them, and that's not the image. That's not the image that I want to put out there. That's not the life that I'm living anymore. You have to practice those desire restraints. You have to look at that person that you love, and you have to look them directly in their face. I love you, but the reality of the situation is I see things differently now, and even though I love you, I know that you don't love me back. I can look at you, and I know I can see your actions. I see the way that you move, the way that you speak, the way that you treat me on a regular basis. Understand me. You love me when it's beneficial to you. You love me when I'm giving to you. You love me when I'm bending over backwards for you. You love me when I'm providing for you. But when it's time for you to love me back in return, to reciprocate all the love and the affection and the things that I give to you, then baby, you cannot do that. It's a struggle for you. Understand me. It's a heartache for you. It's a pain. It's a thorn in your side. And I don't want to be entangled with nobody, dealing with nobody, that I got to pressure to do the bare minimum, that I got to beg to do the bottom. What? That is the bare minimum. I'm not begging for the bare minimum. I have to ask you to do things that I should not have to ask you to do. That right there, that's not what I want anymore. I'm done settling in relationships. I'm done settling in friendships. I'm done settling in family ships. I'm done settling in job shifts. Understand, I'm not settling for anything but God's best. I want God's best for my life. And now that I've come into the knowledge and the understanding that I can actually have God's best, that I can actually experience his goodness and his grace on a regular basis, now that I've actually developed this relationship with him, I'll be foolish to throw that all away. Understand me. So before you go out here, you got 42 days to lock in. Before I go out here and I mess up all of this progress, these things that I've done, oh, yeah, baby, the devil is a lie. Watch I cut you off. Yes, sir. Boy, turn your smooth loose. Hello. Yeah, turn your smooth loose. That's how committed that you have to actually be for your life. As soon as you see a red flag, as soon as you see some inconsistency, as soon as you see the lies coming up and all of that, as soon as things start exposing themselves to you, God is like, I'm not gonna have you out here looking crazy. I ain't gonna have you out here looking stupid. I'm showing you, and everything that's happening in your life right now is right there in plain sight. That is for somebody. You know exactly what it is that you're dealing with, and the reason why you still there is not God, it's you. Understand me. You're choosing to stay in that environment, and you know better, and you can't keep crying about things that you already know. You know that you're dealing with a liar. You know you're dealing with a cheat. You know you're dealing with a manipulator. So to think that a liar ain't gonna lie and a cheat ain't gonna cheat, and the manipulator is not gonna go outside of their way and twist and turn every single thing that you say to them, to think that that's not going to happen is foolish. Understand me. You are making a decision in your life to be woke like a dog. You are making a decision in your life because you want to have matching pajamas and bring somebody to the Thanksgiving dinner that you're going to settle for a piece of a man or a piece of a woman. And as long as you're settling in that situation, you are going to suffer. Understand, as long as you're settling in that situation that I've already exposed to you that was not for you, you are going to suffer. Because one thing about the God that we serve is he's going to allow that individual to be exposed, to be exposed, to be exposed, to be exposed to you over and over and over again. Understand me, it's going to hurt over and over and over and over again until you turn them loose. It's going to get to a point where you can't even claim that individual. You can't even look at that individual the same. He will expose the honest truth about that individual so doggone bad that you will be embarrassed that you was ever even there. Have you ever wanted to or wish that you could unlove somebody? Oh, if I can undo that relationship. Oh, talk to me. You ever got that one person in your life where I wish I could really undo all of that? If there was a way for me to expunge that off of my relationship list, I will unspunge you right now. Today, have anybody on here got a expungement that you, oh, baby, if I can expunge that, come on, if I can expunge that, baby, I will, what? Baby, wipe you, slam up out of there. You know what I'm saying? If there was a way for me to expunge you, slam up out of here, baby, I would expunge you right now today. You know how you go and get an expungement off your record, your police record. If we had a record on relationship and I can go and expunge you, I would expunge you right now today. And I wouldn't care how much I had to pay. That's right. I wouldn't care how much money I had to pay. I would be saving nickels and dimes to get you up out off of my record. I need to get you out my record. Hello, somebody understand me. Yeah, you have those people that I really want to expunge you. Oh, Diva Style said I got like 3. Boy, y'all not 3, friend. You got 3. I got about 3. I got about 3, 4. I want to get up off of there too. So you are not by yourself. I got a couple of my wife slam up out of there, baby. I'm talking about whoosh. I'm talking about clear up out of there and take all the residue too. And I don't want to use no ink pen, reprint mine because I don't want to use no pencil and have the eraser mark. I don't want no residue. I want to reprint my whole entire sheet. Don't give me that sheet no more. I don't want there to be any evidence that they was ever there. Understand me? I don't want no evidence that they was ever there. Some folk will push you to that place in your life that's how you would feel about them. Understand me? Hear me and hear me good. Some folk will keep on going and keep on playing until they will make you really get to a place in your life where you cannot stand their very existence. And we have to stop staying until it gets to that point. When God starts exposing you to the true nature of folk, when God starts showing you exactly who folks is, let's learn how to leave the first time. Let's learn how to walk away at that first sign, right? After that first conversation. And don't that second time come around, that's the ending one right there. That first time, I'm gonna let you know, because I believe in giving people the opportunity to make the right type of corrections. But baby, as soon as we go through it that second time, then you know that second time it's just me giving the closure of what's happening. You know, I talked to you about that before, and I already let you know that I have a zero tolerance. I'm not going back through anything that I've already gone through. I'm not dealing with the same stuff that I've been dealing with. I've already did that already. So this right here, this is your gift of goodbye. We ain't got to keep going on and on and on. This right here, we ain't got to sit down and look at each other eyeball to eyeball. This is where I exit. This is where I move on right here. And that's called having an honest mind. If we're going to move forward in life, we got 42 days. Understand, 42 days left in 2025. And you have to operate with what? You have to operate with an honest mind. Everything that you do, understand, you have to be open. You have to be honest about what it is that you're feeling in that moment. Feel what you feel. Be honest about the impact that it had on your life. If it hurt, say that it hurt. If it took you down there, say that right there, that's going to really that took me down there. Be honest about it so that you can move on. Understand one thing I told y'all like a week ago. I said, if a truth will set you free, then the lie will keep you bound. Understand me. If the truth is going to be what's going to set you free, it's going to make you free. If the truth brings you a sense of freedom, then you already know that the lie is going to be something that's going to bring the total opposite. So the reason why you feel like love feels like a prison to you is because you're bounded by the lies. What you say, Coach? I want to get into grinding by grace, but I'm still right here. Just give me a second. The reason why you feel like your love, your relationship is bondage is because it's a lie. You're in a relationship that's not a relationship. The only one in the relationship is you. You're tricking yourself into believing that you're in something that you're really and truly not in. Understand me, the only one that's committed, that's invested is you. So it feels like hard work. It feels like bondage. Love is free. Understand me. Love is free. Love feels free. Love feels light. Love feels easy. That's what love feels like. But the moment that it starts to feel heavy and it starts to feel like a full-time job where you're working 70 hours on that job to try to make that job work, then you already know that this ain't really love right here. When you find yourself having to constantly go outside your way, constantly explaining yourself, constantly having to do this and constantly bringing reassurance and constantly tiptoeing around folk, walking on eggshells around folk and not being your true authentic self around folk, then you're not living in the truth. And that's the reason why you feel so bound, because you're not able to live in your truth. Why would you want to be in a relationship with somebody that you can't operate with an honest mind, where you can't say what it is that you're truly feeling inside of your own heart, when you can't talk to an individual about your true emotions? That's not an honest mind. I can't speak my truth, because if I speak my truth, then they're going to get upset. I can't speak my truth, because if I operate with an honest mind, they're going to get mad and we're going to have to fall out, and it's going to be tension and the whole house going to go up. Why would you want to be in a house that way? Why would you want to be in a relationship that operates that way? Why would you want to deal with somebody, be entangled with somebody, have children, raise a family with somebody that you can't even speak without it turning into an argument? That person is not even mature enough to carry a healthy conversation. How in the world do you think that they're going to be able to carry a relationship? Did you hear what I just said? Come on. How in the world are you trying to raise a family, start a family, be in a relationship with someone that cannot even carry a healthy conversation? He can't carry a conversation. She can't carry a conversation. How do you think they're going to carry a family? How that's going to work? They can't talk about nothing without them doing the absolute most. Throwing a temper tantrum, yelling and screaming, wanting to get physical, wanting to get disrespectful, wanting to say things that's going to hurt your feelings, wanting to start slamming doors. I want to say this to you. If you can't talk to me like you love me, even when you're mad at me, don't talk to me. You are not the one for me, because you can talk to me and you can get your point across. Understand me. You can talk to me and you can get your point across and you can tell your truth, but you don't have to try to hurt my feelings. You don't have to try to belittle me or discredit me in any type of way for you to prove your point. Speak your truth. But when you speak it to me, you better speak it out of love so that I can receive it in love and we can build in love. Anything other than that, I'm not accepting it. Understand me. Anything other than that, I'm not accepting it. And you better tread lightly because I just told you I'm fasting for 80 days. So you might be having your last conversation with me. Hello, somebody. I want to get into grinding with grace, but I'm out here right now. Hold up. Yeah, because what you say, coach? Just for the folks in the back, hit the organ, tambourine, lady, stand to your feet real quick. I want you to understand that you better tread lightly because I'm 80 days into this fast and this might be your last conversation. You thinking that we're going to talk about it and it's going to be okay after you to talk to me a certain type of way after I told you I don't want to be talked to that way, and that might be your last conversation. The next conversation you'll be trying to have will be to my phone as it's telling you that this caller is not accepting calls at this time. Hello, somebody, this caller is not accepting calls at this moment. Ding, 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 ding. That's what you're going to be getting up off of my phone. Baby, you will not talk to me again. You will lose all access to me. I'm not playing with folk. Understand me. I'm not playing with folk and I'm not letting folk play with me. Understand me. You have to develop a hedge of protection around yourself to guard yourself, to guard your peace, to guard your sanity. If you continue to allow folk to run amok up in your life, then that's exactly what they're going to do. You will not control me. You will not walk me like a dog. You will not talk to me crazy. Understand me. You will not manipulate me. You will not guilt trip me. You will not make me feel like I'm responsible for you and whatever it is that you got going on. The only one that I'm responsible for, only behavior that I'm responsible for is mine. An honest mind. If I can't speak my truth to you, then you are not my match. If I can't speak my truth to you, then you are not my match. I've been on relationship for 2 days. I've been trying to do this speech for 2 days. For some reason, I was on relationship yesterday when I was supposed to be teaching grinding with grace. And then I'm on relationships again today and I'm supposed to be teaching grinding with grace. You're not my match. I understand. I'm not music, the soul child. Teach me how to love. Show me the way to surrender your heart. Baby, that's not me. I'm not music. I'm not music, the soul child. I'm not over here trying to issue out love classes and teaching folk how to be in healthy relationships. If you don't know how to handle a relationship, then you need to go and sit in the unhealed section. That's to the left, to the left. Understand me. You need to go on over there and you need to have a seat in the unhealed section. You are not yet dateable. You're not ready to be in a relationship just yet. I'm not holding your hand throughout a relationship. I'm not watching over your shoulder in a relationship. You need to be operating with what? An honest mind. If you can't do the right thing without me babysitting you, then you are not the one for me. If I gotta go through this and go through that and check on this and check on that, then you are not my match. Go ahead on over there. I want to deal with somebody that deals with an honest mind. Say what it is and say what it's not. You're gonna get a yes or a no from me. It's either I'm gonna be in agreement or I'm not. But two things we can both agree and disagree and still be in a healthy, happy relationship. We're not gonna have to always agree on it. We don't have to always be on board with the same thing. Just because that's what you think and that's what you feel, then baby, that's on you. But that's not what I'm agreement with. I'm not on board with that. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. And it's okay. Y'all be acting like it's a bad thing for folk not to agree with you. It's okay. Life don't stop because they don't agree. She says, my husband uses submission as an argument. Wait a minute, hold on, I was trying to catch that. My husband uses submission as his argument and twists the scriptures to validate his behavior. Okay, she says, my husband uses submission and twisted scriptures to validate his argument. That's what she just said. Well, if you know that your husband is a manipulator, because that's what you just said. When you say that he twists the scripture to validate his argument, when you know that he's operating with that type of mindset, that he needs to be unhusbanded. That's just it. That's just it. Because why would you want to be with a manipulator? Understand me. So you mean to tell me you're the type of person that, you'll try to use scripture, the thing that you know that I love the most is because of my relationship that I have with God. You know that I love God and you know that I'm in alignment with God. So you try to use the word of God to try to manipulate me in the way that I think. Now you're trying to play with my God. You know how serious things get when you start playing with people daddy? When you play with people mama and play with people daddy, then they get upset, right? People don't let you play with their mama or their daddy. Those are fighting words. That's what we used to say back in the day, right? When people say something about your mama or your daddy, fight, you get instantly upset. When you come home, they say, why you was fighting? Because he said something about my mama. He said something about my daddy. So now you're using my daddy's words and you twisting and turning my daddy's words to validate what it is that you're saying. Oh no, we're not going to play like that right there. You're a dangerous individual. And when you're able to identify that, you're knowing this about this individual. Understand me. What did I tell y'all yesterday? It says, war unto those who know to do right, but rather do wrong. You know this about this individual. Now you got to call it out with that individual. Give them the opportunity to change. Like, hey, look, I want you to know that I'm not slow. I'm not stupid. What Paul said, don't take me as a fool. Don't let nobody, he said, let nobody take me as a fool. Don't take me as a fool. I acknowledge what it is that you're doing. I know that you're twisting and turning these scriptures trying to justify what it is that you got going on. But I'm letting you know right now, this is the warning. I'm calling it out. I see it. If it's to happen again, I'm telling you where we're going to be headed. That's it. That's all. I'm not finna sit up there and let you play in my face to know that you're doing something and still stay over there connected to you. No, I am not. You're playing a dangerous game. You over there twisting and turning God's words. And that's one thing to play with the folks in the world. But you're going to play supernaturally? Girl, he playing, wait a minute, Diva Styles, he playing supernaturally. How you playing supernaturally? Oh, you is really bold. You is really bold. You know what I'm saying? She said, oh, I'm going out. She said, wait a minute, hold on. She said, oh, I'm going out. This going on 2 months. He's a narcissist and everywhere papers are filed next week. I know that's right. That's it. That's all. Another one bites the dust. They already say you will get people up out of there. They tell me that all the time, girl, what you will do? You will get somebody up out of there. I'm trying to tell you. And I went to a whole birthday dinner. Went to a whole anniversary dinner in Detroit. I'm out there on the dance floor. I got the video still in my phone. I'm out there. I'm dancing. The lady that brought out Raheem Devon. Y'all, I cannot make this up. I don't know why we talking about relationships, but I guess this is what God got us on, so this is where we at, right? So now here we go. I'm out there listening to Raheem Devon. We out here dancing. We enjoying the anniversary party. The lady walks up to me and she said, girl, don't you know when you came to Detroit and you spoke, I went right home and I put that joker out. I dropped that zero and got me a hero. Understand, I'm talking about he cash apping, paying bills, taking care of me. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I was so glad that you came. Them words really resonated with. Another one bites the dust. One thing I'm gonna teach you is how, listen, you deserve more, you deserve better. Stop settling in any area of your life. If they cannot love you correctly, if they do not respect you, if they don't see you, if they don't hear you, if they don't value the person that you are, you have to get up out of there. And I'm gonna say it in 2024, I'm gonna say it in 2025 until people start understanding that you are more than enough all by yourself. You are more than enough all by yourself. And listen, I got a whole retreat coming, and it's about your identity. You got to know who you are, whether you connected to folk or not. You should know who you are. Even in a marriage, you should know who you are. Being single, you should know who you are. Stop losing yourself in these doggone relationships. The next thing that you got to be is an open mind. Honest mind was number one. Being able to speak your truth. The next one is an open mind. You got to operate with an open mind. 42 days, open mind. You got to have an open mind. Yeah, come on. You have to operate with an open mind. You have to be teachable. You got to be coachable. Understand me. You have to be willing to receive what thus said the Lord. He says, listen, I want to lead you. I'm trying to lead you. I'm trying to show you bigger and better. I'm trying to expose you to a life that you've never had before. I'm trying to expose you to peace that surpasses all understanding. I'm trying to bring into your life abundance. I'm trying to bring into your life overflow. Understand me. That's what I'm trying to do. And I can't do that if you're running around with a closed mind. I can't do that if you over there thinking that just because it's always been this way, that's how it's always going to be. That just because nobody else was able to do it, that you wasn't going to be able to do it as well. I need for you to understand that with me, nothing is off limits to you. Understand that there's nothing that's off limits to you. I put the stars in the sky. I put the sun and the moon. Understand that I created you from the dust of the dirt. Do you not know how powerful I am? I can speak to winds and I can speak to waves and I can make them behave. Do you not know who I am? I told 2 donkeys to get together. Understand me. Put the covenant on their back and I had them return the covenant back to the children of Israel. And we all know that donkeys don't obey by nobody. They don't abide by nothing. They run out there and do whatever they want to do. They are the hardest animals to try to train. But guess what I did? I allowed them the 2 things that everybody thought wouldn't do it. I had them walk in sync together to return the covenant back to the children of Israel. Do you not know how powerful I am? I need to be able to lead you. I need your mind and your heart. I need those things to be open, so when I start pouring, you will start receiving. I don't need you rejecting the things that I'm sending to your life. I'm trying to open doors. I'm trying to give opportunities. I'm trying to create ways. I'm trying to do this for you, and here you are over here talking about yesteryears. You can't take your yesteryears into this. Come on. He said, you so caught up. You're so caught up on your past, you don't see a future. Put it in your notes. Put that in your notes, baby. You're so caught up in your past that you don't see a future. I want you to understand that there's life outside of this. Understand there's life outside of this. There's breakthrough outside of this. You know, it takes a bold individual, a real bold individual to say, reset, do over, doing this again, baby. If the relationship ain't relationshiping, then I'm disconnecting. If the family ain't familying, I'm disconnecting. If the job ain't jobbing, I'm disconnecting. I'm not staying in any environments that's no longer servicing my greater good. If it's not pouring into me, if it's not supplying the needs, then that right there, that ain't for me. That's it. That's all. I'm no longer operating with that mentality of the bare, I'll make it do what it do. The devil is a lie. I'm not about to make it do what it do. It needs to be doing what it does. It needs to be doing what it does. It needs to be doing what it does without me having to force it. I don't want anything in my life that I gotta force. What is it that I teach chosen family? I say relax and what? Put it in the chat. Relax and what? Relax and what? Come on, put it in the chat. I told y'all this is a learning experience over. There you go, Trish. There you go, Nikki with the word. Chantel, I see you, Crystal Love. There you go. There you go. There you go, Kira. Come on, Shay. Attract, baby. We relax and we attract. We don't chase bags. Bags chase us. We don't chase opportunity. Opportunity chase us. We don't chase folks. Folks come after us. Understand me. That's what we do. We relax and attract. Whoever is a part of the tribe will find their way to the tribe. Whoever's supposed to be here will be here. Understand me. And we relax and we attract, because the last thing that we want in our last 24, as we over here centering ourselves, getting ourselves in alignment with God and his word, the last thing that we want is a bunch of folk that's attaching ourselves, they're attaching themselves to us. Baby, we don't want attachments. We only deal with assignments. Why? Because attachments will drain you of everything that's good in you. We don't deal with attachments. I don't need no leeches in my life. I don't need nobody coming over here trying to suck me dry. Understand me. I need assignment. People that are here and they're on the assignment. They came to provide a service. Understand, they're showing up, and when they show up, baby, look, this is what we're going to do. I want to add to this. If we promote that, if we put this over here and we add that to that right there, we can make this bigger and we can make this better, and we can attract more folk. And if we attract more folk, then now we're reaching more souls. And then we do this and we do that, and now we bringing more folk in, and now more folk getting a clear understanding, and now we really going off. Understand me. That's what I want in my life, and that's what you have to want in your life as well. Assignments only. Assignments only. I have to be open-minded to receive assignment, right? When you, pay attention to what Coach is about to tell you. The reason why you have to be open-minded, and I use that example, is because a lot of you guys, because of the hurt and because of the pain and the disappointment that you have had over folk, come on, hold on, I got something for you. Because hold on a second. Because of the hurt and the pain that you have experienced in this past, right? You're yelling, no new friends. No new friends. I don't want no new people in my face. And you know, women too catty, and they too messy and jealous and envious, and all they do is gossip about each other. And I don't want to click up with nobody else. I don't want no new bros. I don't want no new groups. I ain't trying to do that. So you shut yourself off from everybody, including the people that God is sending to bless you, including the people that God has sent over there to help you. An open-minded individual, you're accepting assignments. So when people come into your life, understand me, because you are in alignment with the Most High God, and you're allowing your spirit of discernment to go to work, you're vetting those people whether they know it or not. You're watching those people from a distance. Understand me. I peep that you call. I peep that you text, but I'm checking your response when I didn't pick up. I'm checking your response when I didn't text back immediately, so I can see the way that you move. When we get on the phone together, whether you know it or not, I'm peeping your conversation. I'm seeing if it's messy or not. I'm seeing what you want to talk about. Understand me, because you become a person that is very proceeding with caution. I proceed in caution with everything that I do, right? Because I need the right type of folk. Energy don't lie. I need the right type of folk. I don't need a crowd of people that's just spectators in my life. I don't need a crowd of people that's just around just to be around. You want to be surrounded by folk that's willing to work, that's willing to go to work, that's willing to produce, that's willing to help out. That's what you want in your life. Who in the world want a bunch of folk just sitting around monitoring them? We shut out all monitoring spirits. I don't need nobody just sitting over there, no Debbie Dollars, no pity party patties, all just sitting around me doing this and that. No. I'm good on that. I understand. Watch me from afar. But I'm good right here. I'm good right here. The next thing is you need a renewed mind, right? So that's an honest mind, an open mind. You need a renewed mind. Understand me. And that's the mindset of Christ. You have to be willing. When you want God to lead you, to take over your life, you have to be willing to surrender your thought process, to shut down your carnal mind, to shut down your fleshly mind. Understand that, to decrease completely and allow him to restore, to replenish your vessel. Understand me, renewing your mindset. He says, renew in me a clean heart. Create, you know what I'm saying? Give me a clean heart. Renew a right spirit within me. Understand, you have to renew your mind. You have to shut down that flesh on a regular basis. When you're renewing your mind, you're saying that I know how my thoughts operate. I know how I do. I know how I do. I know how I move. So I don't want to operate with my mindset because I'm geared to the negative. I don't want to operate with my natural mindset because I'm going to always go with the worst case scenario. I don't want to go with my natural mindset because if I do that, I've already foreseen the way we're going to have the funeral, how we going to behave at the overpass, all the folk I'm going to get on when we get over back to the family house. Yeah, that's how we operate. When we're operating in our natural mind, that's how we operate. But when you're operating with the mindset of Christ, then it's like, baby, have it. Jesus was the most have it man. Have it. However you want to go about it. If that's the life that you live, I'm not here to force it. Since I'm not a will-breaking God. If you like living that way, live that way. If that's what you want for your life, then have that for your life. I'm not going to pour me all over on top of you. I'm not going to force you to do something that you don't want to do. But when hell start breaking loose in your life, when things start going crazy in your life, then you'll reach out. Understand me. You'll reach out. When you see that there's no other way to the Father but through me, then you'll reach out. When you see that there's no peace like the peace that I can give, then you'll reach out. Understand me. What he told that lady at the well, when we was talking to him at the well, said, yeah, you can drink from Jacob's well. Jacob's well is good water in there, but after you drink from Jacob's well, guess what, my baby? You're going to be thirsty again. After you drink that well water that tastes so good and refreshed, because well water be really good. You have to be from the country to know. We had wells in Rock Hill. You drink from that well water, it's going to be really good. It's going to quench your thirst for today, but you're going to be thirsty again. But if you drink from the water that I'm providing, it's living water. Understand me. You have to know. You have to know to know. He's like, let me renew your mind. Let me renew your heart. Let me restore you. Understand me. If you want me to lead you, you have to give me everything that is connected to you. You have to be willing to surrender everything that is connected to you. You've already seen what you can do. And it ain't got nothing on me. You want to get rid of that stress? You want to get rid of that anxiety? Get in alignment with me. You want to get rid of that stress? You want to get rid of that anxiety? Get in alignment. Get in alignment with me. I got you covered over here. Get in alignment. Get in alignment with me. I got something for you over here. Understand? Because when you're having the anxiety attacks, right? He says, I bring you peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. A peace that nobody in the world can really put their finger on. They'll see you and become instantly confused about the peace that you're operating in, seeing your life and seeing all the things that you're facing in that moment. Understand? I'll give you peace. And the peace that I provide, it will surpass the understanding of the carnal mind, of the natural mind. People that are in alignment with you, they're going to understand your peace because they're going to be experiencing that peace as well. But people on the outside, they're not going to understand that. They're not going to comprehend that. That's going to be so far over them. But you know why you have anxiety? You know how people that are in the world, you know why they have them anxiety attacks? Anxiety attack is the body's response to the fact that the peace is being attacked. So they panic. Anxiety is the body responding to you, letting you know, it's alerting you that your peace is under attack. that is something threatening your peace. So you panic. Come on. There's something threatening your peace. So you panic. Come on. Tight, but it's right. It's tight, but it's right. Can't nobody threaten the peace that I provide. That temporary that you got, that's temporary. That's temporary that you got. So you go into a panic. When I provide you peace, I provide you with a border of protection that's surrounding that peace, that you don't fret, that you don't go into a panic attack. You don't go into a stress attack. You don't go into an anxiety attack. None of those attacks, because you know that nothing can penetrate it. You know that nothing can get through that wall that I've placed all the way around you. The only way that it's going to be able to get inside is if you let it in. Understand me. The only way that it will get inside is if you let it in. Understand that the only way that the adversary have access to you is if you allow the adversary to get in. That's the only way. Think about Job. I've been trying to leave Job alone, but y'all be making me go there. Think about Job, right? Job had it all. He had it all, including a hedge of protection. Job had it all. He had it all. He had the wife, he had the kids, he had the cattle. He was a very wealthy man, had land out there, green grass, the whole nine. But it wasn't until that Job allowed fear to come in. Fear was the opening for the enemy to come into his life. When he said, the thing that I feared the most have come upon me, the fact that he had fear is what allowed the devil to come into his life and rob him of everything. The thing that you fear the most is the thing that you empower. Understand? Come on. Understand? Let me say it again for the folks in the back. When you fear a thing, you empower a thing. Go ahead and dance. Yeah, hold on. Dancing lady in the chat. This is a praise. What they dancing for? They dance. What they dancing for? Because that's a word. That's a word. Thank you, Shantae. That's a word. Let us say bingo. When you fear a thing, you empower. A thing is powerless. Understand me, until you start to fear it. When you start to fear something, you're allowing the enemy to have access to you. Understand me. You have to get excited on the word. We can't just get excited just because of the cliches and all the little cutesy stuff. You have to get excited when it's right. When it's right, when it's the word, when you're like, oh, wait a second. Understand that awaken something in you, new information. New information, the right information to do what? Change your life. So what are you saying, coach? You cannot operate with that spirit of fear. Understand me, because that spirit of fear will allow access to the enemy. When Job said, the thing that I feared the most have come upon me, is a moment that he allowed space for the enemy to come in. And the enemy did what? He took what he feared the most, right? He didn't take anything other than what he feared. He did not take Job's life. Job's fear was losing everything. Not losing his life, but losing all of his. I can teach you if you will listen. Understand, Job's fear was his fear of losing everything, not his fear of losing his life. He did not lose his life. He lost the things that he feared losing. It's a fact. And we know that he had a hedge of protection around him. We know this already, because when Job went us up there, he said, well, hey, God said, what you been doing? He says, I've been going to and from, trying to see who I can mess with. He said, well, how about you go down there and mess with my boy Job? And when he said that to him, he said, wait a minute, how you want me to go down there and mess with Job when you know Job got a hedge of protection around him? God knows our heart. Understand me, God knows our heart. The enemy had to first, number one, let's just be real, the enemy had to already been down there messing with Job for him to be able, understand, he had to go already be down there messing with Job for him to know that Job had a hedge of protection around him anyway, because God never said that he has a hedge of protection around him. That's what the devil said. He said he has a hedge of protection around him. There's no way that I can get to him. But he said, go back down there. In other words, it's a part of Job that you haven't seen just yet. Go back down there, and you're going to see that Job has a way where you can get in. And he went right down there, and he done just that. He found that spot. Understand me, that's the reason why I say so many different times comes to you guys, you have to identify your own triggers. You have to identify your own weak areas of your life. It's important that you are open and honest with yourself about your weak areas so that you can go ahead and fix them, because not fixing them means that you're going to allow access for the enemy. The enemy will find your triggers. He will find your flaws. He will find your insecurities. He will find your fears, and those will be the things that he will tap dance all over. Those will be the things that he will ruin your life with. He will find the things that you try to hide the most, and he will pull out those things, and those will be the things that he will use to try to destroy you. Job lost it all, but he did not lose his heart. He lost a lot, but he did not lose his heart. Job had it recovered. The Bible says, guard your heart, because everything that you do, it flows from it, right? Everything that you do flows from it. So even when he lost it all, he knew that his failures wasn't fatal, because he still had the same heart posture. His heart was still locked in with the Most High God. And he got that awakening when his wife came and said, you might as well curse the God and unalive and become unalive. And he says, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. In other words, Job was talking the same talk. Understand me, that old boy was talking. I think was that Paul? He was talking the same talk when he said, no, Elisha, when he said, listen, you know what, take that, get that away from me. Don't come around me with that negative talk. I got the scars on my body. Understand me, you don't know what it is that I've endured. You don't know what, I got it on my body to show that I've been in his presence. Good Job was saying, in other words, I've seen the goodness of God. I've seen the grace of God. I've seen the mercy of God. I've seen the way that God showers me, that he's blessed me. I've lived in abundance. I've lived a life where I was extremely blessed. And I know that if he did it then he will definitely do it all over again. Get away from me. And then all of a sudden, guess what happened? Now he's replenished. We were also talking in Job yesterday, when I told y'all yesterday, right, when I live in the car, I said what? It was a scripture that I went for, and it was in Job. And Job told him, he said, you know what? He said the beginning, you might have began small. Your beginning had to be small. You were small in the beginning, but your greater, what? Your greater is going to be at the end. It's going to be extreme. It's going to be extreme. You might have started out small, but how you start and how you finish, it's not the same thing. Job over there, he said, you started out small, but baby, it's going to be greater later. Don't you worry about it. I got something coming for you. Understand me, but you got to be willing to tarry. You got to be willing to struggle. You got to be willing to push forward. Understand that when the whole world is against you, you still got to be locked in with me. Even when things ain't going the way you wanted to go, you got to be locked in with me. Even when people then turn their back on you, you got to be locked in with me. Your greater is going to be later. You're going to have to accept my instructions when I'm pouring them down to you. You have to have that honest mind. You have to have that open mind. You have to have that renewed mind. You have to be aware and knowledgeable of how the enemy is going to operate. Understand that. And not only that, if we go to Hebrews, over in Hebrews 12, he says you got to be willing to throw off all sin and hinders. Okay. Renewing of the mind. Sin, he said, two things. Hebrews 12, if you go to Hebrews 12, he said you have to throw off all sin and hinders. We know what sin is, but what you mean by the hinders? Hinders is anything that stops you from being able to live up to your fullest potential. So when folks say, why you tell people to leave? Why you tell people to get up out of there? Why you tell people to walk away? Why you tell people to disconnect? Because the Bible says over in Hebrews, he says, throw off all sin and hinders, anything that's preventing you from being able to live up to your fullest potential, anything that is stunting your growth, anything that stifles your feet. A hinders is anything that's in the way. Understand? So sometimes, even though you love them, they're in your way. Sometimes, even though that's your child, that's your sister, your brother, your mother, that's your this and your that and your job and your whoop de whoop. Understand? That's in your way. And he says you have to throw all of that off. Anything that's stopping you from being able to fulfill the promise, you have to disconnect yourself from that thing. My. Two things. He said, it's two things. Two things, put it in your note. So when folks looking at you and they trying to figure out why you made the choice that you made, why you moving like how you move, you have to look back them in their face directly, eyeball to eyeball, like I'm looking at y'all, and you said it was a hindrance. What you said? Well, it was a hindrance. Why you walked away? Hindrance. Why you divorced? Hindrance. Why you broke up? It was a hindrance. Why you quit the job? It was a hindrance. Why you changed the church? It was a hindrance. Why you no longer go? It was a hindrance. And I had to throw off anything that hindered my process, anything that slowed down my process, anything that stopped my process. I cannot afford to be distracted. I cannot afford to be pulled out of alignment. I cannot afford to be over there separated from the Most High. Understand that anything that comes in between me and him got to go. He says throw off all sin and hindrance. And then he proceeds on to say, he also says in that same thing, he says, run with perseverance. He said, run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Understand that. So in other words, he's saying the way that I want you to go, the way that I want you to move, I've already marked it out. I've already corrected the path. He says, I'll go before you and I'm going to make the crooked path straight. So you ain't got to worry about no unexpected twists and turns. All you got to do is run. Do you know how talented, how locked in with God that you really got to be? How you have to really be spirit led for you to walk into any environment and basically walk in with your eyes closed. Understand me. That's how it is walking with Christ. When you start aligning yourself with God, it's almost like you walking in with your eyes closed. Understand, trusting and believing him and his word that you're not about to run into anything that's going to stop you, that's going to trip you, that's going to prevent you from finishing the race strong. He says, I already marked out the race for you. You ain't got to do nothing but run. That's it. When they sound their alarm, all you got to do is run. You ain't got to question nothing, run. You ain't got to figure it out, run. You ain't got to make 1 and 1 equal 2, run. All you got to do is trust me that I'm going to do exceedingly and abundantly more than you can ask or think. Run. Understand that I am more than a conqueror. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Run. That's it. You are victorious. Run. You are more than enough. Run. Oh, that's it. With perseverance. Same grit, same grind, same passion. Super focus all the way. Run. This is what he's saying. So in other words, this is a journey that you're not going to always get all the answers. You're not going to always get a full breakdown. This is a faith journey. You have to be willing to run by faith, to walk by faith, to speak by faith, to think by faith, to live by faith. You have to be willing to walk by faith, to run by faith, to speak by faith, to think by faith, to live by faith. You have to be willing to do that. Trusting what's not tangible. What you can't hold, what you can't touch, what you can't feel with your natural hand. You have to be willing to trust and believe that and follow it all the way through. You have to be willing to do it. The next thing, he says, fixing your eyes on Jesus, the perfecter of our faith. Hold on. He says, fixing your eyes on Jesus, who is the perfecter of our faith. On the perfecter of our faith. Wait a second, what are you saying? You're saying your faith should be made perfect through Christ. Understand, your faith should be made perfect through Christ. What are you saying, Coach? I'm saying, it ain't what I'm saying, it's what King James saying. King James saying, it goes on, it says, he's already endured the cross so that you don't have to. Understand, so every experience that you are going to go through, he's already gone through that experience for you. So now all you have to do is trust in the word that he's left behind for you, that he got you covered, that he dwells on the inside of you, that there's no experience that you're going to experience in your life that you're not fully equipped to go to. Understand that he says, I'm the perfecter of faith. I mastered faith. I came down in the world wrapped in flesh and I showed y'all how to get it done. Understand that. And it's one thing that you have to understand. See, when I read things, I hear things differently. I want to go there. Double tap on my screen. It's tight, but it's right. I know I got to wrap up. Double tap on my screen because I want to say something. Send me some love. Send me some love. Let us get up to 2,000 on the stars real quick. We got 1,249. We need 2,000 stars on Facebook. Can we get some stars on Facebook? Let's go. Double tap on that screen. IG. Send me some love on IG. I'm gonna say something, and when I say something, y'all just get ready, right? Just get ready because it's gonna do it for us. It's really gonna do it for us. Don't even worry about it. Double tap on the screen. It says, fix your eyes on Jesus, who is the perfecter of our faith. He endured the cross so that we don't have to. Jesus, the perfecter of the faith, right? Anything that you've done already, pay attention to what I'm about to say. Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you, Benny Simpson. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate y'all. Listen, anything that you've done already before, Kira, watch this. Watch this, watch this. He says Jesus is the perfecter of the faith, right? So in order for you to perfect faith, anything that you perfect, you have to go through it before, right? Which means he's already gone through this thing already. Anytime you go through a situation, you learn in that situation while you're going through it. If you've ever played a video game and you mastered the first course, you master that first course after you've gone through it. So you know what to jump on, you know what to grab, you know what weapons you're going to need because you've already gone through those things already. You've already had those experiences already. She said, oh, I see. Yes. Yeah. So just think about this. He says, keep your eyes focused on Jesus, who is the perfecter of our faith. And if we know that Christ is now dwelling in the inside of us and we're focusing and living our life with the Christ-like conscience, now we also have mastered those steps because he's already gone to the cross. He's already endured the pain of the cross, which means we already had this experience. We've already gone through this before, that there's nothing new that's happening to us that we're not already knowledgeable of. So when we face different adversaries, when we face the adversary of life, the trials of many kind, we're not showing up ignorant because we know we've already been here before. It's almost like a deja vu. Anything that you go through, you've gone through it, so you perfected it. So he lives in us, which means now we are part of that perfection. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Oh, that's tight. That's tight right there because that's tight right there. She says, my God, think about it. Think about it. That's why sometimes when you're going through things in life, you be in the middle of them things and you're like, man, this feel like deja vu. Yeah, this feel like deja vu right here. Sometimes you'll go through something and you're like, man, it is, I got to just, keep on going. I just got to keep on. And you feel that sense of deja vu. You feel it inside of you. Like, man, I feel like I've been here before. I just feel like I just had an out-of-body experience before. And you be thinking that it's going to be the end of you. And you be so hurt. You be so down bad. And you be feeling away. But then in the back of your mind, you be like, oh, but this going to pass. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. You start motivating yourself out of nowhere. You start picking yourself up out of nowhere. Then all of a sudden, you start encouraging yourself. Understand? It's nobody else there. So you start encouraging yourself. You start talking to yourself. You start speaking life over yourself. Understand me? That's how it be happening. And then, so I saw that and it just hit me. It was like, well, wait a minute. If Jesus is Christ is living in the inside of you, then and he's the perfecter of the faith, then we have to perfect this faith. We have the perfecter of the faith living in the inside of us. And if we're operating with that Christ consciousness, then we're operating with the mindset of Christ. So no wonder when we're going through things in life, instead of us behaving this type of way, we behave a whole nother type of way because we're not acting out of ourselves. Acting out of ourselves means we will fall out. We would have a pity party. We would be sliding down the walls. We would be pacing the floors. We'll be laid up in a mental institution. But we're not because of who lives in the inside of us, because we've developed, understand, this personal, intimate relationship with the Most High God. So we don't operate how we used to operate. And then he says, so you will run and not be weary. And then he says, and lose heart. He says you will run and you won't be weary in your race. And not only will you not be weary, you won't lose heart. Is that not what I just said about Job? Understand, you won't be weary on your race because you're not taking on things that don't belong to you. You won't be weary. You won't be tired. You won't be frustrated because you're not taking on stuff that don't belong to you. You're not having that false sense of responsibility to folk. You're looking at folk and saying, hey, look, I pray for you. I feel bad for you. I hope and pray that everything goes well with you. But you realize an emergency on their behalf is not an emergency on yours. He says, thank the Lord for revelation and grace to go through. You better know it. Come on, Evangelist Naomi. For real. Thank him. I said that this morning in prayer. I said, thank you for the revelation. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for the understanding that you're giving to us on a regular basis. Because I'm going to tell you right now, ain't nothing beautiful as clarity. When you have clarity in your life, when you have revelation in your life, oh baby, you see life with a whole nother set of eyes. Understand and keep in mind how you see life is going to be how you do life. When you see it in a way that is uplifting and positive and whatnot, that's how you live it. That's how you are the rest of your life. But he said you're going to run and you won't be weary. You're not weary because you know what's for you and what's not for you. Understand, you don't have that extra baggage all over you. You'll run and you won't be weary. And he said you won't lose heart. You ain't gonna lose heart. I got you covered over here. You ain't gonna lose heart like Job. Job lost it all, but he didn't lose his heart. He went through everything, but he didn't lose heart. The lady that was crawling after Jesus, and we know that she was crawling because the only way she can touch the hem of his garment is she had to be on her knees, right? She couldn't be out there walking with folks. So this lady has an issue with blood, and she's out there crawling in a mass. There's thousands of people out there that's crawling around Jesus. Can you imagine what it's like? Have you ever been in a concert or something where things get crazy out there in a concert and people get trampled and stomped all over, and they end up being really, really bad hurt? Can you imagine what this was like? Being a woman that's having an issue of blood. You already sick. You already weak. And here you are out there crawling on your hands and knees trying to reach Jesus. And inside of your mind, you're saying, she said out her mouth, if I could just touch. That's another level of faith. That's another level of belief. That's another level right there. Understand me. Sometimes you're going to have to get down and you're going to have to make your way over there to him. Understand that. And she touched the hem of his garment, pushing through everything, shutting out all the noise, all the chaos, all the everything of people saying that she's unclean, of people talking down on her, on people saying that she should be separated from everybody. You are unclean. Don't touch me. We don't want what you got. You're contagious. We don't want that around us. Can you imagine some people feeling that way about you? You know what I mean? And publicly humiliating you, saying that you're not this and you're not that, and then put you over to the corner by yourself, so much so that you're in a crowd of folk and you actually have to crawl through the crowd so that nobody would notice that you're out there. I'm just saying, how bad do you want it? Evangelist said, you better teach this morning. Come on. Yeah, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you want it enough to shut out the noise? Do you want it to know enough to go against the grain, to go against the protocol? Because see, that's what she was going against out there. They had laws that was put in place that said people that was unclean, that wasn't supposed to be amongst the mass. Understand? She wasn't supposed to be out there because they feared that they would catch whatever it was that she had. Understand? Do you not understand the position that she had just put herself in? Back then, they were stoning people. She put herself in harm's way just to be able to get over there to touch the hem. She did not touch the shoulder. She did not touch the elbow. She touched the hem, the part that was dragging along the ground. Understand me. So you mean to tell me that, do you want it that bad? Understand that. Do you want it that bad? What did I tell y'all last year? Passionately pursuing the purpose. Passionately pursuing the purpose. What's your purpose in life? What's your plan for your life? What do you want out of your life? You should be strategizing your life on a regular basis. You should know what it is is that you want out of life on a regular basis, the Bible also says what? It says where there's no vision, the people will perish. A lot of people are perishing, not because of lack of knowledge, not because of lack of understanding, but because they have no vision. You don't see yourself going anywhere. You don't see yourself doing anything. You're not working towards anything. You're just sitting and allowing life to just pass you by. And what did I tell you yesterday? A casual life is full of casualties. You will take loss after loss after loss. And the saddest thing about a loss is a loss that you ain't even put no effort into. You could have, but you didn't. You should have, but you didn't. You knew how to, but you didn't. A casual life is full of casualties. You're going to take loss after loss after loss. You have to passionately pursue your purpose. You have to be preoccupied with your assignment. You have to get up and eat, sleep, and breathe that thing. If you want a better life, if you want a better life for yourself, you have to be willing to do the necessary work that is required to create that life that you say that you want. We all have that divine right? The right to become and to create. What you become and what you create is all left up to you. It's about how bad do you want it? What are you willing to do to be able to get that thing? You want healthy? Then you have to be willing to make the sacrifices to get healthy. You want joy? You have to be willing to separate yourself from anything and anybody that does not provide that joy. What are you willing to get? What it is that you want? She had to press through. On this journey, you're going to have to do some pressing. On this journey, you're going to have to do some pressing. And you have to understand, not only you going to have to do some pressing, you're going to have to be receiving some correction as well. Because God is always going to correct the ones that he loves. Understand me, that on your journey, it's not going to always be happy, happy, joy, joy. You're not going to always do it correctly. And I feel like it'll be incomplete if I don't explain this before I leave. You're going to make some mistakes along the way. You're going to fall sometime along the way. You're going to fall short. And that is okay. Stop counting yourself out because of whatever you have experienced. Stop thinking that there's no room for you at the cross because of some things that you've done in your past. There's still forgiveness for you. There's still grace for you. There's still mercy for you. Understand me. And the only one that's separating you from that grace and that mercy is you. Because once you repent before him, once you come before him, it's already going into the sea of forgiveness. The only thing that got you hung up is your own internal guilt and internal shame. You have to let that go. Operating with an honest mind, understand, operating with an honest mind is being open and being honest about what it is that you've done and what you felt, and showing yourself grace, showing yourself forgiveness, because he's saying, hey, come to me, I got you covered. I'm not worried about that little mess up. I'm not worried about that right there. Understand me. And you can't get hung up on what other folk think. He says, I'm gonna, and as you align yourself with the Most High God, right? You're operating with your pressure plan. You're operating with your pressure plan where you're studying on a regular basis. You deep diving into those scriptures. You're working on your mental health. You're working on your physical health. You're working on your prayer life, your meditation. You're aligning yourself. You're aligning your life up, measuring your life up to that word of God, not to the people in the street, not to mama and daddy and their religious belief, but you're measuring your life up to the word of God. You're seeing if you're in alignment with him, because that right there, that's what matters. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks and what anybody else feels. It only matters what God says about you. That's it. And when you're measuring yourself up with him and you're operating with that, you have that spirit of discernment. That spirit of discernment is going to bring the correction that you need. So when you're getting that pop on your wrist, that come like a thought, you know you shouldn't be doing that. That's him checking you. When you're about to go somewhere and then all of a sudden you're like, I really ain't got no business going there, and you start to feel the urge to go ahead and stay home, that's that pop on the wrist, that spiritual pop. You ain't got no business going there. Go ahead and let them know you ain't gonna make it. When you start thinking about giving them that call, when you know you ain't got no business calling them, and you know already, and then all of a sudden it cross your mind like, you know what, that's gonna cost you too much if you do. That's that spiritual popping. He's bringing you back. No. Remember what happened the last time that y'all hooked up. Remember what happened the last time when you went over there. Remember what happened the last time that you thought, yeah. That's just his way of correcting you, because he's trying to prevent you from making those costly mistakes. Understand me, that before you go out and ruin yourself all over again, let me bring this back to your remembrance. You ain't thinking about that for no reason. That thought ain't crossed your mind for no reason. You ain't in town of that for no reason. Understand that. He said, wait a minute, come here. Do you not remember this? So don't be afraid to receive discipline from God as well. When he's popping that wrist to let you know, get back in alignment. Come on back over here. You're doing too much. When you're about to say something, and it's close your mouth right on up. And you say this right here. Let me go ahead and leave before I say something that I regret. You best to. You best to. Yeah, you best to. Because it's nothing like that spiritual popping. Because that spirit of conviction will turn you every which way but loose. Have you over there like, I knew I shouldn't have said that. I knew I shouldn't have done that. I knew I shouldn't have went over there. I knew I shouldn't have participated. I already knew better. Yeah, when you knew better, you should have did better right then and there. But when you're experiencing those moments, you have to endure that whooping and get right on back in alignment. Go through what you got to go through, but don't turn a stage into a state. Go through the experience, learn from the experience, and get back in alignment. Stop wasting time. Go get the life that you are truly deserving of. Friends say, oh, wow, that's a word. Go get the life that you're truly deserving of. Stop selling yourself short. Stop settling for less than what God's best is for you. Understand that. God sees you one way. You're seeing yourself a whole nother way. And you have to stop that, right? You have to stop that. That running with grace. Run without being weary and losing heart. Jesus took the cross so you wouldn't have to. Fixing your eyes on Christ, the perfecter of faith, and throw off sin and hindrance. I made sure, listen, we stayed on an extra 30 minutes so I can get that out. So I can get that out. I didn't know how he was going to work that in there. I have to be honest with you, because I'm like, you got me all the way out here. How is this going to tie in? I'm just, how is this going to tie in? But I'm going to tell y'all one thing about how he does. You know, I can take 4 or 5 notes. I'll show up and I'll have 4 or 5 notes, and I am so sensitive to what he wants, because y'all are not my people, y'all are his people, right? So I'm so sensitive to what he wants that when I start talking, I don't know which way we're going to go with the live. All I know is that I'm prepared with notes to teach if that's what I have to teach. But whatever he gives me is what we're going to talk about on that day. Right? And every single time it always end up being confirmation, inspiration, motivation for somebody. So I didn't know how it was going to tie in, but I'm glad that it tied in the way that it did. And I'm telling you, it's nothing like when he do it, because he can do it way better than I ever could. Right? So that's just how I feel about it. I love when he just takes over and just does his own thing. So yes, this morning, if you got your confirmation, if you got your motivation, if you got your inspiration on today, do me a favor real quick and double tap on my screen, send me some love. If you got what you needed out of this live video today, if you got some correction going on over here, like, man, I tell you what, you checked me up something good in the beginning of this live, but I sure like the way that you sealed it off with that word, and you brought in them scriptures and them great examples of what has happened in that Bible. I like the way that it got put together. If you enjoyed yourself on this live video this morning, if your heart is feeling like it got an overflow on right now on this morning, double tap on my screen. This is Morning Walk, Word, and Worship, where you get your 3 wins a day: a mental win, a physical win, and a spiritual win, right here with your girl, Street Poet, and the Chosen family. Making those 3 positive deposits in your life every single day is what? Top tier self-care. That's you starting your day off with success, setting yourself up for success. So now when you go into them jobs, you're going to be walking in there like, baby, ain't nothing that you can say that's going to ruin my day. Ain't nothing that you can do that's going to ruin my good mood. You don't know, I'm in my best mood on today. I'm in my best mood on today. And that's how you have to be every single day. But we do this Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, we get it in right here. Every Monday through Friday from 8:10 to 9:30. But today we ran over today because you have to let God do what he gonna do. And apparently y'all had time today. I see y'all been hanging out. Apparently y'all had time today. So we know that it was in a perfect alignment with what he wanted to give to his people on today. But every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because it's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. We are what? We are 22 stars away from 2K. We need 22 stars over here on Facebook to reach our goal. 3 badges on IG. Oh, TikTok, y'all done passed y'all goal. Y'all are at 257.8K right now. Okay, on y'all way to 3K over here today. Double tap on that screen. Can we get 22 stars over here on Facebook real quick? Double tap on that screen. How y'all doing this morning, man? Listen, y'all already know. Thank you, Maria Jackson. I appreciate you. Y'all already know. I'm going to be Saturday, December the 7th. I'm coming to D.C. After I leave from D.C., I'm going to be going out to Africa. I'll be in Africa from December the 25th to January 4th. I'll be out in Africa doing missionary work. Yeah, because you can't just get behind this app and be doing what you're doing on this app. You got to get in the mud. You got to get in the trenches. You got to get out there in the field. So I'm on my way to the field to get out there to get some work really done, to touch some people's lives. Yeah, because this is what you got to do. What much is given, much is required. This is how this thing here works. So yes, it can't all be about yourself, baby. It ain't all about you. It ain't about fame. It's about impact. Understand that. So we got to get out there in the trenches and we got to get this work done. So I'm on my way out to Africa. And after I come back from Africa, February 15th, guess where I'm going to be? January, I'm going to be in Africa. February, I'm going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. February 15th, I'm coming out to Atlanta, Georgia. I hope y'all ready. They got an event going on. And then March, I'm in Pigeon Forge for the retreat. I hope y'all ready because it's going down in Pigeon Forge, man. I am too ready for my first retreat. Is already sold out. God is amazing. I'm telling you, it's about to be a time out in Pigeon Forge, and then I'll go ahead and drop the flyer for where we're going to be for the remainder of the year. God is so good. Where I'm going to be in Africa, in West Africa, over in Ghana. I'll be in Ghana. But double tap on my screen. Thank you guys so much, man. Y'all just reached y'all goal on Facebook. I truly appreciate that. Y'all got 2,100. Y'all 100 stars are past y'all goal. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. It is your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It is your girl, street poet. Anybody that's saying where you going to be at in Atlanta, I'm going to drop it in my chat. I'm gonna drop it in my story on TikTok, on Facebook, and Instagram. I'll post it in my story so you guys can get the address, can get the time and everything for the function. It's gonna be lit. That lady is already ready. Her son is gonna be a benefit program for her son who has passed away. So y'all know we gonna go in there and do work, because one thing's for sure, two things for certain is y'all know street love the kids, right? I love the kids, love to support the kids. So I love the cause that she is doing this for. So I'm definitely gonna be out there for the banquet that she's having in honor of her son, and that's going to be February the 15th, and that's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. You guys will see me out there. I absolutely love you guys. You guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys soon. Let's get it. I love you guys. I want you guys to have an amazing day. Y'all be good.